What's up? It's your boy Cintron coming back at you today with a movie review, and we're looking at that awesome, record-setting, beautiful beast of a movie animation called Demon Slayer Infinity Train. So let's just start off with the obvious. Demon Slayer was an exhilarating film that excited, wowed, depressed, thrilled, and emotionally pulled on your heartstrings, like a classic does. And this was a classic. Make no mistakes about it. It delivered on its promise and then some. We start off on the train and are introduced bit by bit to our main presence and power on the core side, Rengoku. He seems to just be aloof, but when things start to go amiss, he showcases his power and lets us know that title of Hashira ain't just for show. Unfortunately, all of our characters fall into the dream sequence, and thus begins our journey. We're wondering what exactly is this place, and we soon discover it's an uncomfortable place for most. But for our boy Tanjiro, it's a personal hell. He doesn't remember off bat, but when he comes to his senses and realizes where he is at and who he's with, it makes it all the more torturous. All of those family members who were felled in the tragic first episode by demon hands are still alive here. Enjoying their life, light, and presence proves to be a powerful, addictive drug for our hero, and rightfully so. He has back those he seriously longs to be with, as well as a pre-demon Nezuko. But upon his awakening to his real-world self, he knows what he must do. Leave this pleasant dream and fight on in this battle to solve the mystery of this train. He discovers that the way out is the exact opposite to what one would instinctually think: to end themselves. When he does so, he's able to semi-begin the real fight against the new 12 member who has incited these dreams upon our crew. However, he keeps snapping him back into that world, yet Tanjiro not only resists it, but keeps pushing forward with great duress, and is able to finally reach the others and free them. And he helps them out, tremendously in, getting themselves out of there. Rope. The metamorphosis of the train and our demon sends everyone quite literally into battle mode, and they show off their badassery on their fronts. Nezuko, Zenitsu, and Rengoku taking on the innards of the monstrous train, while Inosuke and Tanjiro confront the main problem, our newly transformed beast of a dream keeper. It's a tough battle, but they are able to end their overwhelmed opponent, stop the train, and save the lives of all the passengers aboard. I really thought that this movie was going to end on a good note, but I quickly realized that the film still had quite a bit of runtime, and a sickening feeling washed over me, filling my stomach with dread. It dawned on me that whatever was to come next wouldn't be pleasant. And lo and behold, a pair of menacing yellow eyes appeared from out of the darkness. This demon, who I had no idea of, thanks in part to not partaking in all of the trailers in order to be surprised, was approaching. Immediately my guard was up, as I knew he was strong, and as they focused in on his eyes, my suspicions were confirmed, as we could see the kanji for upper demon engraved in the irises of our new foe. He sought to do battle with our fire Hashira, but he said something interesting. "Join me, Kyojiro." He made it clear he wasn't just bloodthirsty or power mongering or mindless like most of his cohorts. This one was seeking a challenge, a thinker, a very dangerous opponent. It was intriguing that he could try and recruit Rengoku, but that being besides the point, this was quite a scary and precarious situation for us. They seemed to be matching blows, but the demon's relaxed nature showed that he had yet to take the matchup seriously. Nor did Rengoku, for that matter. But he didn't fret, despite the Hashira's strength, which was alarming. As things progressively got worse, it became clear who was most likely going to win this battle. And as a viewer, it made me quite frenetic. anytime they go into a backstory and telling us about a person, it's usually for the purposes of memoriam. And as Rengoku expended himself and Akaza, the demon, pleaded with him to let himself become his running mate and how they could enjoy themselves, Rengoku, knowing that, turned him down and fought to his last breath, which filled me with such a sense of sadness. But he went down as valiantly as you could ask. He fought with every breath of his life for honor, respect, his family, proud and inspiring fear within Akaza, especially since daylight was close, the far greater enemy to his existence. As he almost cut the neck off that monster, he almost cut it off, I cheered on, even knowingly doing so in vain, as I knew that fate would befall our guy. But when he failed and that demon was escaping, I was furious. I cried tears of bitter injustice, wronged and infuriated that this piece of shit that stole the dear life of our 20-year-old hero away is going to escape and get away with this shit. When Tanjiro, despite all of his weakness in the situation and inability to remedy the situation, spoke up for me and did what I couldn't, almost feeling as if it was at my behest, and chased down that zombie motherfucker and told him off. He even went as far as hurling his sword towards him in what everyone, including Tanjiro, knew was a fruitless effort to bring him down. But he hit him with a devastating blow to his pride, calling him a coward son of a bitch for running from this fight, which actually stopped the demon in his tracks and made him rue his confined composition that he couldn't engage this mere human that dared to call him out. Tanjiro's heartfelt outpouring of rage and frustration was transformative. It made my tears stream harder. But I felt I was able to unleash my fury, at least being able to do that. Thank you, Tanjiro. And we move into the final phase of the film, a remorseful, sorrow-filled state of watching those who knew and cared for Rengoku mourn him. Hell, even his crow had tear-filled eyes, which made me shed a few as well. This band of 3 lower-ranking demon slayers vowed to get stronger, to fight, to gain experience, do what they need to never feel like this again. Inosuke, in fact, saving his brothers from despair, encouraging them in his own way that this isn't the end nor plateau for them. They will ascend and combat these nightmarish creatures in a nightmarish world that needs them, and thus ended an amazing movie that touched me to my bones. Like, comment, share, and subscribe if you like.